Hello everybody, my name is Jordan. You may recognize me from Videodrome or here at the Plaza Theater, and I'd like to thank you so much for joining us tonight for Plazadrome, The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. One of the reasons that I was so struck by this film when I first saw it was because I had never seen anything that looked like it before in my life. The director, Peter Greenaway, studied painting as a young person, which majorly informs his aesthetic sensibilities. And I want to talk a little bit about how the details of the set dressing, costume, and cinematography that we're about to see on screen enhance and amplify the film's themes. Like any good art student, Peter Greenaway reaches back into art history for inspiration. The opulent food styling in this film harkens specifically to the still-life paintings of the Dutch Golden Age. In 16th century Protestant Holland, literal depictions of God were considered taboo. To show that a household was blessed by God's favor, the wealthy would commission renderings of intricate spreads bursting with abundance. These opulent paintings were known as Pronk-stilleven, literally a show-off still life. If you were conspicuously wealthy, a big pile of fine food, flowers, exotic fruit, gleaming silver, and wild game was the ultimate flex. But beneath the shine, Pronk-stilleven had a moral to impart. The fruit spoils, the flesh attracts insects, and the silver tarnishes, a cautionary parable about the transience of wealth and the ultimate extinction of earthly life. Rot lends a medieval-like feeling to The Cook, the Thief. Greenaway often talks about the film itself in corporeal terms, describing it as a worm-infested body covered in the extraordinary gloss of elaborate clothing and feathered hats, adorned as though there is an attempt to try to hide the horror, the despair, the sense of violence and lust that's contained only just underneath. Sacha Verney's cinematography is perhaps my favorite example of the bodily nature of this film. Known for his work with Louis Buñuel and Alain Resnais, Verney married his signature tracking shots with Greenaway's twisted vision to move us through the great body of the film set in one smooth motion. We enter through the restaurant's maw, pass through the throat of the kitchen full of echoing hymns, and dive into the great stomach of the red dining room, where the chemistry between the wife and the lover occurs. Via Verney's lens, we pass down an intestinal hallway before reaching the ironically pure white bathroom and the logical end of any digestive system. But we're never expelled, instead catapulted forward and backward, continually regurgitated throughout the film's runtime. If this film is a body, who then is worthy to adorn it with costume? Perhaps best known in the fashion world as an irreverent iconoclast, Jean-Paul Gaultier fills the world of The Cook, the Thief with forms that mirror subtext. Gaultier clothes the thief and his gang in lace collars, cuffs, and colorful sashes, evocative of the garb in the large painting that spans the back wall of the dining room. This is another masterpiece of the Dutch Golden Age, a group portrait of the St. George Citizen Guard by the painter Frans Hals. Uninterested in the acts of civic service that afforded these men their importance, the thief's gang instead elects to don cheap imitations of their finery and wreak havoc on the dining room. Georgina's glamorous clothes, on the other hand, reveal enviable wealth, but nonetheless cage and confine her, revealing that her lifestyle is as much a prison as it is a pleasure. Feathered collars and hats adorn her, much like the birds that find themselves plucked and on the cook's chopping block. And even her hair forms a cornucopia, as if she is the plentiful bounty waiting to be consumed by the lover or the boorish thief. Themes of conspicuous overconsumption and ruling class greed rotting away society were very timely in October of 1989 when this film had its theatrical release in Britain. Just 5 months later, the 1990 poll tax riots in London would help bring Margaret Thatcher's reign to a close after a decade of austerity. The political climate that birthed this film was indeed an angry one. In Greenaway's words, he feared that the atmosphere of self-interest and greed under Thatcher created a society that knew the price of everything and the value of nothing. A society that was rotting from the inside out. He embodied that evil in Albert Spica, who is a regrettably eerily familiar figure to Americans in 2025. And so I'll leave you with this thought from Peter Greenaway, which may just cause us to reflect on our current political moment. There is the ultimate obscenity of the consumer society. When we have eaten up everything, we turn and eat each other. Suffice it to say, this is a film that will chew you up and spit you out, and I am so thrilled and excited to present it to you tonight in the immersive space of the Plaza Theater. Let the beautiful gilded curtain blend with the scenery of the Hollandaise. Grab a snack, if you can stomach it, and please enjoy one of my all-time favorite films, The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. Bon appetit.